Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to discuss about transportation in plants. And let us first understand the meaning of transportation in plants. Transportation in plants refers to the movement of water, minerals and food from one part of the plant to another. Unlike animals, plants do not have a heart or blood. So they have a special system of tissues for transport that are xylem and phloem. And we know what are tissues? Group of cells that are similar in structure and perform same functions. Okay? So plants have two types of tissues that help in transportation. They are xylem and phloem. Xylem helps in transportation of water and minerals, and phloem helps in transportation of food. Okay, so first we will learn about transport of water and minerals through xylem. Xylem transports water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. We know roots help in absorption of water from soil and in all the other parts of the plant, and how this water reaches out to all the other parts of the plant with the help of xylem. Okay, and xylem is consist of four parts: trichids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. In ninth class, you have been taught about xylem, that xylem is a complex permanent tissue. Now, let's discuss all the components of xylem one by one. First one are trichids. They are, here you can see they are long, tube-like cells with tapered ends. And their wall is made up of lignin. Okay, you can also say that they have thick lignified walls. Their function is to conduct water and they also provide mechanical support. And these structures are found in all vascular plants, especially in gymnosperms, where trichids are the main conducting elements. In them, water moves from cell to cell through pits. Here you can see they have these small regions known as pits, and through them water moves from cell to cell, and trichids are dead. Second one are vessels. Here you can see they have a cylindrical like structure and they are made up of many vessel elements joined end to end. They are main water conducting structures in angiosperms, and angiosperms are also known as flowering plants. Their end walls are, here you can see their end walls are perforated, forming a continuous pipe-like structure for efficient water flow. Third one are xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma are living, and all the three components, trichids, vessels and fibers, are dead. Okay, and xylem parenchyma is living, so they have nucleus and also they have thin cell walls. Their function is to store food and water. They help in lateral transport of water and minerals, means sideways transport of water and minerals. Okay, last one are xylem fibers. They are, here you can see they are long, narrow, dead cells with very thick lignified walls. Okay, their function is to provide mechanical strength and support to the plant. So trichids, vessels, xylem fibers are dead and only xylem parenchyma is living. Main function of trichids is conduction and support. Main function of vessel is conduction of water. Main function of xylem parenchyma is storage and lateral transport, and main function of fiber is mechanical support. Now let's talk about mechanism of water transport. First, there is absorption by roots. The roots have tiny root hair that absorb water from the soil through the process of osmosis. Okay. Second step is there is an upward movement of water, and it is also known as ascent of sap. The water moves upward through the xylem due to transpiration pull. We know what is transpiration, the process in which water loses from leaves. So this transpiration creates a suction force that helps in the upward movement. Second process that takes place is cohesion and adhesion. Cohesion means water molecules stick together, and when molecules are getting stick together to xylem wall, that is known as adhesion. And third process that takes place is known as capillary action. The capillary action helps water rise in narrow tubes. Now let's try to understand through this diagram how water moves from the soil to the leaves through different plant parts. Okay, let's go step by step. First step is absorption of water by root hair. So root hair are thin, hair-like extensions of root epidermal cells. They absorb water from the soil by the process of osmosis, okay, where movement of water takes place from a region of higher water concentration, that is in the soil, to an area of lower concentration, that is inside roots. The absorbed water passes through first epidermis, then to root cortex, and then to endodermis. And then this absorbed water finally reaches the xylem vessel in the root. Here, this is the diagram of a xylem vessel. Okay, and this is the second step. The xylem vessels form a continuous network from roots to the leaves. Water moves upward through the xylem by capillary action, okay, through cohesion and adhesion, through root pressure, and through transpiration pool. We know in leaves, transpiration, that is loss of water vapor, occurs through small pores called stomata. When water evaporates from the surface of mesophyll cells in the leaves, it creates a transpiration pull. So this pull draws more water upward through the xylem from the roots, just like drinking through a straw. Okay. First through soil, water is absorbed through root hair, then to root cortex, root xylem, stem xylem, leaf cells, stomata, and finally through the atmosphere. Now we'll talk about transport of food, that is done by phloem. Phloem is a tissue responsible for carrying food, mainly in the form of sucrose, from the leaves where it is made during photosynthesis, through leaves to all parts of the plants like roots, stems, fruits, and growing buds. The phloem is made up of four components: sieve tubes, phloem fibers, companion cells, and phloem parenchyma. Sieve tube elements are long, tube-like cells arranged one above the other. Their end walls have tiny holes called sieve pores. Here, they form a sieve plate. They allow food to pass from one cell to another. But these sieve tubes have no nucleus. They are further supported by companion cells. Function of sieve tubes is to transport prepared food through the plant. Okay. Second one are companion cells. The companion cells are attached to the sieve tubes. And here you can see companion cells have nucleus and they also have mitochondria, and we know mitochondria are powerhouse of cells that provide energy in the form of ATP, and the energy produced in companion cells help sieve tubes to help in translocation of food. Okay, and companion cells help in loading and unloading of food into the sieve tubes. So their main function is to supply energy and control food transport in sieve tubes. Third are phloem parenchyma. They are, we know, living cells that are found beside the sieve tubes. They store food material and assist in the lateral or sideways movement of food. And last one are phloem fibers. They are dead and they have thick walled cells. Their function is to provide strength and support to the phloem tissues. Okay. First one are sieve tubes that are living but they have no nucleus and their function is to conduct food. Second one are companion cells. They are living and their function is to support sieve tubes. Third one is phloem parenchyma. It is living and its function is to store food. Last one are phloem fibers. They are dead and they provide strength. This process is also known as translocation, in which prepared food is transported through phloem. And this translocation process is active process. What is the meaning of active process? That requires energy because food often moves from regions of low concentration to high concentration. And we know food is prepared in leaves through the process of photosynthesis. These leaves send food to various regions of the plant wherever food is needed, like roots or fruits. The movement of phloem is bidirectional. Movement of xylem is unidirectional, but movement of phloem is bidirectional. Upward for growing birds and fruits, and downward for roots and storage organs. Let's understand it with example. So when sugar is produced in leaves, first these companion cells use ATP to load sugar into sieve tubes, and we know water from xylem enters by osmosis. This pressure pushes the sugar solution through phloem to the required parts of the plant, and this is also called the pressure flow hypothesis. Now let's see the key differences between xylem and phloem. Okay, xylem transport water and minerals and phloem transport food. Second, based on direction, xylem travels only upward, that is a unidirectional movement. Phloem has both upward and downward movement. In xylem, no energy is needed, that is known as passive transport, but the translocation of food requires energy, so this movement is active. And what are the main forces behind the transportation of food and water? The transportation of water takes place through the main force that is known as transpiration pull, and in phloem there is an osmotic pressure. So these are the basic differences between xylem and phloem. So what are the importance of transportation in plants? It distributes water and minerals for photosynthesis. It supplies food to growing and storage paths. It maintains plant structure and it enables growth and repair. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.